Hello everyone, this is Pustak Verma and you are watching Pustak Verma Education for All YouTube channel. Today we are gonna discuss about the chapter I am sorry, the hardest three words to say from Unit 14 Human Rights, Grade 12 Compulsory English New Course and Grammatical Portion Connectives, written by Desmond Tutu. So before dealing with the chapter, I am sorry, the hardest three words to say, we have to know about some of the questions mentioned in our textbooks. So question A, who is Desmond Tutu and what do you know about him? The answer is Desmond Tutu was a South African Anglican Archbishop पादरीहरूको प्रमुख who is known for his oppositions to apartheid in South Africa. Apartheid is a sort of policy of segregation on the ground of race. He received the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1984 for his contributions. Question B, what do you understand by apartheid policy? So here the apartheid policy refers to the governed relation between South Africa's white minority and non-white majority for much of the later half of the 20th century, sanctioning racial segregations and political and economic discrimination against the non-whites. In fact, in simple word, we can say that it is a policy of segregations on the ground of race. यसलाई रङ्ग भेद कलर डिस्क्रिमिनेसन पनि हामीले भन्ने गर्छौँ. क्वेसन सी इज फर्गिभनेस पोसिबल इन अल केसेस के क्षमा हरेक केसेसमा सम्भव हुन्छ इफ नट व्हाट काइन्ड अफ केसेस क्यान नट बी फर्गिभन कुन कुन केसेसमा फर्गिभन क्षमा गर्न सकिँदैन सो द एन्सर इज नो फर्गिभनेस इज नट पोसिबल इन अल द केसेस इभन इफ इट इज अ गुड क्वालिटी द्याट एभ्री शुड पोसेस फर द बेटरमेन्ट अफ द ह्युमन रेस सबै केसेसमा सकिँदैन द केसेस द्याट क्यान नट बी फर्गिभन or unforgivable cases in the practical life are murder, abuse, sexual crimes, and any intentionally committed crime. So the chapter is I am sorry. Is the hardest three words to say by Desmond Tutu, who also says forgiving is not forgetting. It's actually remembering, and not using your rights to hit back. It is a second chance for a new beginning, and the remembering part is particularly important, especially if you don't want to repeat what happened, and that is the way to forgive others. Yes? This is the very famous proverb quoted by Desmond Tutu. Then glossaries are word meanings from the chapter I am sorry, the three hardest words to say. First one, apartheid, the policy of segregations on the ground of race, rangabed, verbally in a verbal manner, abused, is treated with cruelty or violence, durvyavhar gareko, incomprehensible, not able to understand, inflicted, cause to be suffered, spiritually, quality of being spiritual, deserves, so quality of worthy of, traumas are deeply distressing and disturbing experience, witnessed भनेको observed, watched अथवा साक्षी, perpetrator भनेको a person who carries out a harmful, illegal or immoral act, अपराधी, remorse, deep regrets for a wrong committed, and reparation भनेको compensation, क्षतिपूर्ति, restitutions, reestablish, पुनर्स्थापना, offenses, crimes, अपराधहरू, strokes, hit or strike, प्रहार, retaliations भनेको revenge, बदला, respite, राहत or temporary relief, marathon, cross country race, catalog, make a itemized list, सूची, slumber, निदाउने अथवा के गर्ने, अङ्गाइ लिने, periodic state of rest, stumbled, strike or ठेस लागेर लर्खराउनु, gratitude, thanks or appreciations to what we call कृतज्ञता, toddler, small बच्चा, tantrum, display a bad temper, आवेश, transgressions, आज्ञाको उल्लङ्घन गर्नु, beckoned, gestured and signaled, grief stricken, miserable conditions, witty, humorous or amusing, insensibility, lack of concerns for others' feelings, tirades, long and angry speech of criticism. Cowering भनेको cowarding अथवा डराउने. Obscured, not is clear, a स्पष्ट. Endeavor, attempt or प्रयास. Redemptions, recovery. Unfettered भनेको innocent or निर्दोष. So these are the difficult word meanings from the chapter. I am sorry, the hardest three words to say. In this autobiographical essay by Desmond Tutu, we come to know about is the principle of forgiveness, causes of forgiveness, and necessary of forgiveness, and painful life of the blacks, especially in South Africa, by Desmond Tutu. Is a South African Anglican bishop, भनेको पादरीहरूको प्रमुख थिए, who is known for his oppositions to apartheid, a system of SR policy that के हुन्छ that is based on the color discrimination in South Africa, for which he received the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1984. And the author opens the article with his childhood days. बाल्यकालको दिनबाट उनले के गर्छन् आफ्नो आर्टिकललाई ओपन्स गर्छन् जहाँ राइटरले के पाउँछन् his father was abusing his mother verbally and physically. उसको फादर के हुन्छ ड्रङ्कन फादर हुन्छ डेस्मन्ड टुटुको र उसले के गरेको हुन्छ उसको आमालाई अथवा डेस्मन्ड टुटुको मदरलाई आफ्नो वाइफलाई गाली गरिरहेको हुन्छ पिटिरहेको हुन्छ. He recollects the bad smells of his alcohol of his father. फादरले रक्सी खाएर आएपछि त्यसको ब्याड स्मेल्सलाई पनि उनी के गर्छन् सम्झन्छन्. And as he come home having heavily drinks, there was fear in his mother's eyes. आँखाको आमाको आँखामा उसले के गर्छ डर पनि देख्छ. He desires to hit on his father's back. उसले इच्छा गर्छ फादरको ब्याकमा हान्नको लागि, but he loves his mother as he loves his mother very much and associates her with a gentle human beings. उसले के भन्छ आफ्नो आमालाई एउटा जेन्टल ह्युमन बिङसँग तुलना गर्छ. By presenting this incident of his childhood, he states a very difficult process of his feeling of forgiveness. उसले सोच्छ अब कसरी मैले फादरलाई के गर्ने क्षमा गर्ने, जसरी फादरले ड्रिङ्क्स गरेर आफ्नो उसको आमालाई पिटिरहेको हुन्छ. He further states that his father needs to be forgiven. अहिले फेरि के भन्छ मेरो फादरले पनि क्षमा पाउनुपर्छ. As God forgives everyone. गॉडले सबैलाई क्षमा गर्छन्. His father conducts such misbehavior because he suffers from several stresses and tension in his real life. वास्तवमा according to the authors, his father was bad. His father drinks alcohol. His father conducted such misbehaviors, and it is because of the stresses and tension traumas that he faces in his real life. Thus, he thanks his father for everything that provides to him. According to the author, forgiveness is not dependent on the actions of others. यो अरूको एक्सन माथि डिपेन्डेन्ट हुँदैन. Rather, it is certainly easier to offer forgiveness when perpetrator एक्सप्रेसेस रिमोर्स. यदि जो क्राइम अपराधी कर्ताले यदि के गर्छ पश्चाताप महसुस गर्छ र पश्चाताप गरिरहेको छ भने यो के हुन्छ एक्सेप्टेड गरिन्छ. He presents very fine example of as such. If one says I am willing to forgive you for stealing my pennies and after you give my पेन ब्याक आई सेल फर्गिभ यु. यदि तिमीले मेरो पेन चोरी गरेका छौ र तिमीले मेरो पेन फिर्ता दिन्छौ भने मैले तिमीलाई क्षमा गरिदिन्छु भनेको यो के गर्छ इट इज रिलेटेड टु सेल्फ इन्ट्रेस्ट सेल्फ सेटिस्फ्याक्सन which takes practice honesty open mindedness and willingness as it is not as easy as others consider. अरूले सोचे जस्तो फर्गिभ गर्न सजिलो हुँदैन. The only way to experience healing or peace is to forgive. मान्छेले त्यतिखेर मात्र के गर्छ गुड रियलाइजेसन गर्छ. Until and unless we can forgive we remain locked in our pain. जबसम्म फर्गिभ गर्दैनौँ हामी पीडाभित्र बसेका हुन्छौँ. Then the author talks about his own painful life and his wife's with his children, even if he teaches the lesson of forgiveness to his children as well. As a marathon forgiveness, race जस्तै उसले के गर्छ त आफ्नो छोराछोरीहरूलाई के गर्छ सेम टिच गर्छ. Sometimes the children's unwanted cry, noise illiterate the family and awakes them. कहिलेकाहीँ राति के हुन्छ बच्चाहरूको कराएको कुरा गरेर अनवान्टेड इरिटेसनले पनि वेकअप हुन्छ. But he says that it is the time that teaches the lesson of forgiveness to not only the author but also to his children too. उसले के गर्छ the author is Desmond Tutu believes in the time. As the time will pass, they will also learn this lesson of forgiveness. The author forgives the wrong doings of his children several times. उनले आफ्नो बच्चाले पनि गरेका धेरै गल्तीहरू क्षमा गर्छन्. Stating that they are in the learning phase and they need to be provided opportunity to walk in the right tracks. So हामीले तिनीहरूलाई forgive गर्नुपर्छ. They require repeated forgiveness. पटक पटक फर्गिभ गर्नुपर्छ। द अथर फाउन्ड्स साउथ अफ्रिका इन द फायर्स ग्रिप्स अफ एपार्थाइड। उनले साउथ अफ्रिकालाई के पाउँछन्, एपार्थाइड पोलिसीले पुरा डोमिनेन्ट भएको ग्रिप्समा फसेको उनले पाउँछन्। हि लेफ्ट हिज टिचिङ प्रोफेसन। उनले जुन टिचिङ प्रोफेसन गरिरहेका हुन्छन् टिचिङ पनि छोड्छन् इन प्रोटेस्ट एज हि फाउन्ड द बन्टु एजुकेसन सिस्टम्स कम्प्लिटली के हुन्छ इन्फेरियर फर द ब्ल्याक चिल्ड्रेन्स। ब्ल्याक चिल्ड्रेनहरूले राम्रो एजुकेसन पाइरहेका हुँदैनन्। त्यस कारणले आफ्नो छोराछोरीलाई राम्रो एजुकेसन प्रोभाइड गर्नको लागि उनी नाइबोरिङ स्टेट स्वाजिल्यान्डमा लगेर भर्ना गर्छन् र त्यसको लागि हि हेज टु पास सो मेनी टाइम। उनले आफ्नो प्यारेन्ट्सलाई भेट गर्न पनि धेरै समय लङ ड्राइभमा जानुपर्छ। उनले बच्चाहरूलाई स्कुल छोड्न लङ ड्राइभमा जानुपर्छ। उनले धेरै समयहरू व्यतीत गर्नुपर्छ। एन्ड ड्युरिङ द लङ जर्नी हिज फादर डिजायर्स टु टेल समथिङ। तर उसको फादर पनि के हुन्छ, वन्स हिज फादर डाइड, फादर मर्छ विदाउट इज टेलिङ समथिङ। जसले गर्दा उसले के गर्छ, समटाइम्स हि फिल्स एङ्ग्री एज वेल, रिस पनि लाग्छ। बट हि फरगिभ्स नट ओन्ली हिज फादर बट अल्सो टु हिमसेल्फ। उसले सबैलाई क्षमा गर्छ। हि डिफाइन्स ह्युमन लाइफ। उसले के गर्छ, हि डिफाइन्स ह्युमन लाइफ एज अ ग्रेट मिक्सचर अफ गुडनेस, ब्युटी, क्रुएलिटी, हार्ट ब्रेक, इन्डिफरेन्स, लभ एन्ड सो मच मोर। ह्युमन लाइफ भनेको छ इट इज मिक्सचर अफ बोथ गुड एन्ड ब्याड साइड्स अथवा गुड क्यारेक्टरिस्टिक्स एज वेल एज ब्याड क्यारेक्टरिस्टिक्स। अल अफ अस सियर द कोर क्वालिटिज अफ ह्युमन नेचर्स एन्ड सो समटाइम्स वी आर जेनरस, समटाइम्स वी आर सेल्फिस। हामी सबैले पनि के गर्छौँ, सेम क्वालिटिज क्यारी गर्छौँ। राम्रो क्वालिटिजहरू पनि केयर गर्छौँ र नराम्रो क्वालिटिजहरू पनि केयर गर्छौँ। जस्तो विलियम ब्लेक्सले के भन्छ, सङ्ग्स अफ इनोसेन्स पनि केयर गर्छौँ, सङ्ग्स अफ एक्सपिरियन्स पनि केयर गर्छौँ। हामीले टाइगरको क्वालिटिज पनि केयर गर्छौँ, हामीले ल्याम्बको क्वालिटिज पनि केयर गर्छौँ। त्यस कारण मान्छे के हुन्छ, समटाइम्स पिपल लुक्स जेनरस एन्ड समटाइम्स दे लुक्स सेल्फिस। नो वान इज बोर्न फुल अफ हेटर। कोही जन्मँदै घृणाको पात्र हुँदैन, कोही जन्मँदै भाइलेन्सको पात्र हुँदैन। इट इज द सिचुएसन आर सर्कमस्टेन्सेस द्याट मेक पिपल टु डु सच थिङ्स इन हिज आर हर रियल लाइफ। यो परिस्थितिले मान्छेलाई त्यस्तो बनाएको हुन्छ, कसैलाई राम्रो कसैलाई नराम्रो। जन्मँदै मान्छे के हुन्छ, राम्रो र नराम्रो हुँदैन। द सिम्पल ट्रुथ इज द्याट all make mistakes and we all need forgiveness. हामी सबैले क्षमा पनि चाहिन्छ। Yet it is not easy to admit one's wrongdoing and ask for forgiveness. जबकि क्षमा माग्न गाह्रो छ। Anyway, I am sorry are perhaps the three hardest words to say. We find there is great freedom in asking for the forgiveness and great strength in admitting the wrong. दुईटैमा के हुन्छ, मान्छेले स्वतन्त्रता पनि फिल गर्छ र धेरै शक्ति पनि चाहिन्छ फर्गिभनेस क्षमा गर्नको लागि। इट इज हाउ वी free ourselves from our past error and it is how we are able to move forward into our future unfettered by the mistakes we all have made. So this is about the main points or summary of the chapter is Swaziland. It is the place where the writer is, or the land of country in the southern Africa where the writer admitted his own children. Then about working with words. Pair the following words as opposite. So here there are some words given जुनलाई हामीले के गर्ने, अपोजिट एन्टोनिम्सहरूलाई साइड बाई साइड लेख्ने भनेछ। डिस्पियरको होप, काइन्ड क्रुअल, फ्रेस स्टेल, स्ट्रेन्ज फ्यामिलियर, नर्मल इसेन्ट्रिक्स, फायरस जेन्टल, सेल्फिस जेनरस, करप्ट एन्ड हनेस्ट। यिनीहरू के हुन्, अपोजिट वर्डहरू हुन्। देन के भनेछ, बाई एडिङ अ सुटेबल सफिक्स टु इच वर्ड इन द टेबल फ्रम एनदर वर्ड एज इन द इक्जाम्पल बिलो। जसरी यहाँ विलिङको विलिङनेस बनाएछ, हर्टको हर्टी बनाएछ, स्ट्रेन्थको स्ट्रेन्थेन बनाएछ, त्यस्तै गरी हामीले केही वर्ड्सहरूलाई नाउनमा कन्भर्ट गर्ने सफिक्स जोडेर, केही वर्ड्सहरूलाई एड्जेक्टिभमा कन्भर्ट गर्ने र केहीलाई भर्बमा कन्भर्ट गर्ने। ओपन माइन्डमा हामीले माइन्डेडमा के गर्यौँ, एनइएस थप्यौँ, ओपन माइन्डेडनेस नाउन भइहाल्यो। एकोमोडेटको एकोमोडेसन्स, रियर्सको रियर्सल, ट्राङ्ग्रेसको ट्रान्सग्रेसन, एङ्ग्रीको एङ्ग्रीनेस एङ्गर, मिक्सको मिक्सचर, एन्ड पेन into painfulness, painful, differ to different, behave to behavioral, remark to remarkable, indifference to indifferent, thought को thoughtful, less को lesion, sure को insured, and real को realized, glory glorified, power को empowered, and prison को prisoned. So these are the ways to convert the event term into noun, adjective, and verb by adding a suffix into them. Then about pronounce the following words with the help of dictionary. By the help of this is viewer, sure, cure, fluent. यस्तो by the help of this is words अथवा by the help of these given sound we can pronounce these given words. So you can do this yourself as well. So then write true or false after each statement. Give reason for your answer. If it is false, then give the reasons. The author says his father was an ideal person in the family. False, because his father was an alcoholic. The author wanted to forgive his father, but he didn't get an opportunity because he had many stresses and pressures. The authorले आफ्नो fatherलाई के गर्छन् forgive गर्न चाहन्छन्, but he didn't get an opportunity. उनले अपर्च्युनिटी पाउँदैनन् किनकि उसले धेरै उसको दिमागमा के हुन्छ मेनी स्ट्रेसेस एन्ड प्रेसर्सहरू हुन्छ. इट इज वर्थ फरगिभिङ अ पर्सन इफ he or she realizes his mistakes. True. South Africa had dual type of education system in 1960s. True. दुई किसिमको हुन्छ, one for whites, another for non-whites. Is author lived in joint family. False. He was in a small family. Author regretted for not getting a chance to talk to his father. True. Because his father already dies, is मरिसकेको हुन्छ. According to the author, all our glories and splendors are short lived. It is also true. Then about the question and answers. How does the author remember his family environment when he was a small boy? उनले द अथरले कसरी आफ्नो फ्यामिली इन्भाइरोमेन्टलाई सम्झन्छन्, उनी आफ्नो बाल्यकालमा उनले आफ्नो फ्यामिली इन्भाइरोमेन्टलाई डोमेस्टिक भाइलेन्ससँग एसोसिएट गरेर सम्झन्छन्. Father domestic violence as he abused his mother verbally and physically when he was a small boy. Why does the author blame system more than his father? The author blames systems more than his father because it is the system that circles his father with much pressure, stress and trauma that he is unable to come out of it. Question 3c. How does the principle of forgiveness works? Principle of forgiveness is not dependent upon the action of other. It states that people don't forgive to help other person, rather they forgive for themselves as it is the matter of self-interest. Then about question D, how does the author interpret the noises, squalls, storm, blast and tantrums across of his children? The author interprets the noise, squalls, tantrum of his children as failures, irritation, disturbances, fatigues, thoughts, etc. for the parents. Why did the author decide to educate his children in Swaziland? उनले आफ्नो बच्चालाई स्वाजिल्यान्डमा किन एजुकेट गर्न चाहन्छन्? Because the education system was completely biased. यो bias हुन्छ र he didn't want his children to be the victim of such inferior education system existed there. त्यो inferior education system को शिकार आफ्नो छोराछोरीलाई हुन दिन चाहन्नन्. त्यसकारण उनले के गर्छन्? स्वाजिल्यान्डमा he admitted his children. How does the author define human life? The author defines human life as a great mixture of goodness, beauty, cruelty, heartbreak, indifference, love and so much more. Good quality र bad quality ले भरेको हुन्छ. According to the author, is it heredity or environment that shapes the man's character? According to the author, it is environment that shapes a man's character. In the sense, no one is born as a liar, a rapist, or terrorist. It is the situation and environment that makes people to perform such activities in the life. Why is forgiveness important in our life? Forgiveness is important in our life. किन त किनकि यसले reduces our stress, pressure, trauma, tension, depressions, pains, etc. from our life. त्यस कारण के छ forgiveness important छ. Then about critical thinkings. The question A. Desmond Tutu once said forgiving is not forgetting. It is actually remembering and not using your right to hit back. It is a second chance for new beginning. Does this quotation apply to this context अथवा this text? Analyze. राइटरले के भन्छन्? फर्गिभिङ भनेको फर्गेटिङ होइन. फर्गिभिङ भनेको के हो? एक्चुअली गेटिङ अ सेकेन्ड चान्स टु the new beginning. So it's obviously applied to the text. Desmond Tutu once said forgiving is not forgetting, it's actually remembering and not using your rights to hit backs. It is a second chance for a new beginning. These significant lines by Desmond Tutu states that remembering part is particularly significant or important, especially if one doesn't want to repeat the what happened. This quotation is applicable to the text. In fact, forgiveness in choosing to not to let negative events of the past define how one feels about someone and something in the present. The point is to say that forgiveness is purely psychological process. According to the Oxford Dictionary, forgiveness is to stop feeling angry and resentful towards for an offensive flaw or mistakes, and to forget is to fail to remember, but these are static and objective. So true forgiveness doesn't erase the wrongdoings, but rather it frees a person who was hurt. The author hunted gets haunted by the domestic violence of his father and his mother, even if ready to forgive his father. It is forgiveness that can even lead the feelings of understandings, empathy, and compassion for one who hurts you. It brings a kind of peace that helps you to go on with your lives. This forgiveness. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Alexander Pope. This is a very popular proverb. And forgiveness is the best form of love. It takes a strong person to say sorry and even stronger person to forgive. यसले बोथलाई पनि के गर्छ स्ट्रङ्गर बनाउँछ स्ट्रेन्थफुल बनाउँछ देन क्वेसन नम्बर बी द अथर इन्टरप्रेट्स आई एम सरी एज द थ्री हार्डेस्ट वर्ड्स टु से हाउ डु इट अप्लाई टु योर लाइफ Answer. The author interprets I am sorry as the hardest word to say. It is applied to my life to मेरो जीवनसँग पनि सम्बन्धित छ. The simple act of saying I am sorry can be the catalyst in strengthening or breaking a relationship. We people commit mistakes or fault in our day-to-day life, but we say I am sorry. And in only some cases is and if it is in the case of inferiority, we never say so in such cases. हामी यदि inferiority को केस छ भने कहिले पनि I am sure sorry भन्दैनौँ. Thus it is hard to say these three hardest words for everyone's life. जीवनमा भन्न यो एकदमै गाह्रो हुन्छ. Stating those three magic words is important part of a successful apology. People wants to hear an open acknowledgement of the regret. Acknowledging the specific offending behaviors helps the healing process and heightens the trust that this should not happen in the future. यदि हामीले भनिहाल्यौँ यो वर्ड भने यसले के देखाउँछ हामीले आफ्नो गरेको मिस्टेक्सलाई रियलाइज गरेका छौँ र हामी यसलाई भविष्यमा फेरि पनि के गर्छौँ रिपिट गर्दैनौँ because we are showing that we understand what we did wrong. हामीले बुझेका छौँ हामीले गलत काम गरेका छौँ but people mostly find it hard to say in their life. तर जीवनमा यो भन्न गाह्रो हुन्छ. Then is Desmond Tutu says, don't raise your voice, improve your argument. Fundamental right belong to your human beings just because you are a human beings. He is a very popular what popular even is political activist as well. Then writing is the author talks about the dual education system based on the race in South Africa in the second half of the 20th century. We also have private schools and public schools in Nepal. What should be done to make education equal to all citizens of Nepal? Write a couple of paragraphs. भनेको दुई paragraph लेखा expressing your views. So the answer is about public and private schools in Nepal. There are various types of opinions on disparities between private and public school in Nepal. Lead a debate on whether school education should privatize or not. हामीले नेपालको कन्टेक्समा कुरा गर्दाखेरि विभिन्न डिबेटहरू आउँछन् हामीले एजुकेसन सिस्टमलाई प्राइभेटाइज गर्ने कि नगर्ने. Some people argues that privatization in school system should not be promoted. It creates two classes citizens. Anyway, it is responsibility of the government and its citizens to provide equal education to all the citizens of Nepal, whether through the private schools or through the public schools. Everyone deserves the same education. Equal educational opportunities is essential in the nation for overall development of the country, providing the same resources, opportunities, treatment for each student. For it, not only the equality but also equity should be practiced in the field of education. Public schools should start providing education to the children in the English mediums as well. English medium मा पनि public schools ले के गर्नुपर्छ education provide गर्नुपर्छ यसको लागि is and there should be proper supervision राम्रो निरीक्षणहरू हुनुपर्छ and monitoring of the public school and private school. Teacher motivation यो पनि एउटा के हो त significant factor हो is to be higher in the public schools as it is the private schools is parental pressure यो पनि के छ this one is also significant factor. Parental pressure on the public school is to be increased for the betterment of the students and school. Proper training is another factor that mostly is affect the education is proper training and high observations should be conducted in the public school to upgrade the quality education in the education level in the students. So this is the figure of Nepalese education system. Private school building एकदमै के हुन्छ ठुलठुलो ग्रेन लाइक स्काई क्रैपर जस्तो हुन्छन्. प्राइभेट स्कुलको टिचर्सको घर यस्तो हुन्छ र यो के भनेको छ गभर्नमेन्ट स्कुल पब्लिक स्कुल्स यसमा स्कुल यस्तो हुन्छ राम्रो हुँदैन, एकदमै के हुन्छ झाप्रो जस्तो हुन्छ। तर गभर्नमेन्ट स्कुलको टिचर्सको के हुन्छ, घर यस्तो बनेको हुन्छ। यसले के देखाउँछ, टु सम एक्सटेन्ट करप्सन इज even existed in our country in the education level as well. Then about the grammar, connectives. The use of, here in the grammar we will learn use of while and use of when. तपाईहरुले सिम्पली के बुझ्नुस्, when लाई दुईटैमा युज गर्न सकिन्छ, बोथ साइड, दिस साइड अल्सो सिम्पल पास्ट, दिस साइड अल्सो सिम्पल पास्ट। तर while को युज गर्ने बेलामा मोस्टली अगाडि हामीले के गर्छौं, verb to भनेको अगाडि सिम्पल पास्ट अनि पछाडि हामीले के गर्छौं, पास्ट कन्टिन्युअस was were verb for युज गर्छौं। when लाई युज गर्ने बेलामा अगाडि verb for युज गर्छौं, पछाडि के हुन्छ, verb to युज गर्छौं। Sometimes even when is used with both sides simple past previously and later as well. Is so join the following pair of sentences using when and while. Yes, Viva Kumari was doing her homeworks. The doorbell ring. So the answer is Viva Kumari was doing her homework when the doorbell ring. किन त अगाडि के गरेछ, आइएनजी फर्म दिएको छ, अगाडि आइएनजी फर्म छ भने हामीले के गर्छौं, when युज गर्छौं। अब यो पछाडिको भाग, पछाडिको सेन्टेन्सलाई अगाडि ल्याउँछौं। The doorbell rang when Viva Kumari was doing her homework. while युज गर्ने बेलामा अगाडि verb to गर्छौं, पछाडि के गर्दिन्छौं, verb for युज गर्दिन्छौं। सेम, I heard the telephone ring, I picked it up भनेको यो दुवै साइडमा पास्ट छ भने हामीले when को युज गर्ने is when I heard the telephone ring, I picked it up. Dilmaya found a 1,000 rupees note. Is she was washing her pants. So the answer is Dilmaya found a 1,000 rupees note while she was washing her pants. Dilmaya was washing her pants when she found a 1,000 rupees note. The यसको साथसाथै तपाईहरुले यसमा कन्फ्युज नहुनु होला। यो when can be used at the beginning as well and when can be used at the beginning as well. यसलाई बीचमा राखेर पनि युज गर्न सकिन्छ, सुरुमा राखेर पनि युज गर्न सकिन्छ। फर एक्जाम्पल हामीले के भन्न सक्छौं, हेर्नुस् है, Tenzing gave his measurements to the dressmakers. He was visiting the market yesterday. अगाडि के छ, past tense छ, अगाडि past tense छ भने हामीले while को युज गर्छौं। Tenzing gave his measurement to the dressmakers while he was visiting the market yesterday. अब यो लेख्ने बेलामा हामीले यसलाई यस्तो पनि लेख्न सक्छौं, while Tenzing was visiting the market yesterday, he gave his measurement to the dressmakers. when लाई हामीले सुरुमा पनि राख्न सक्छौं। सुरुमा राख्दाखेरि के गर्ने, यो आइएनजी फर्मलाई त्यसपछि लेख्ने अनि कमा गर्ने अनि लास्टमा यसलाई लेखिदिने। Thus, when and while can be used in the middle as well, at the beginning of the sentence as well. In the same way, this when as well is Tenzing was visiting the market yesterday when he gave his measurements to the dressmakers. So in the same way, this question number E, I was at the butcher shops. I met Harikala. I was at the butcher shop when I met Harikala. अथवा यसलाई हामीले अगाडि राख्दा पनि के भन्न सक्छौं, when I met Harikala, I was at the butcher shop. तर पहिलो सुरुमा when युज गर्दाखेरि हामीले पछाडि के गर्छौं, we use commas. The sales agent was dealing with the customers. A thief stole the jewels. The answer is a sales agent was dealing with the customers. यहाँ ing छ भनेपछि हामीले when लेखिहाल्छौं। यहाँ के छ, verb to छ भनेपछि हामीले यहाँ while लेखिदिन्छौं। Same, a thief stole the jewels while the sales agent was dealing with the customers. My small brother was sleeping. I played chess with my father. My small brother was sleeping when I played chess with my father, and I played chess with my father when while my small brother was sleeping. The old lady fell down. She was climbing up the stairs. The answer is the old lady fell down while she was climbing up the stairs, and the old lady was climbing up the stairs when she fell down. The leader was giving a speech loudly. He lost his voice. The leader was giving a speech loudly when he lost the voice. अगाडि continuous छ, continuous tense भएपछि पहिला when भइहाल्यो। The leader lost his voice while he was giving the speech loudly. अगाडि के आयो, verb to आएछ, त हामीले while युज गर्छौं। Kanchan broke the backbone. She was lifting up the load. अगाडि verb to छ, verb to भएपछि while भयो। Kanchan broke the backbone while she was lifting up the load, and Kanchan was lifting up the load when she broke her backbone. Then about question number B, study the following sentences and then now fill in the blanks with one of the connectives from the box. So, because, as, since, due to, owing to and because of यसमा केही युज हुन सक्छन्, केही नयुज हुन पनि सक्छन्। So we didn't go for morning walk today as it was raining. हामी morning walk गएनौं किन त पानी परिरहेको थियो। I wanted to go home early because I was not फिलिङ वेल, म चाँडै जान चाहन्थेँ किनकि मलाई राम्रो फिल भइरहेको थिएन। माई ब्रदर स्टेड एट होम बिकज अफ हिज इलनेस, बिरामी भएको कारणले गर्दा घरमा बस्यो। आई वाज लेट इन द क्लास बिकज अफ ट्राफिक जाम्स। ही डिडन्ट लाइक डग्स एज he was not happy when his wife bought a puppy at home. He was not included in the team due to his knee injury. खुट्टामा घुँडामा घाउ थियो त्यस कारण उसलाई इन्क्लुडेड गरिएन। As I was tired, I went to bed early. He was very unhappy because he lost 1 million rupees in the share market. वो एकदम दुखी थियो। We cancelled our trip to Dada Lake due to the bad weather. Bad weather ले गर्दा हामीले Dada Lake को trip cancel गर्यौं। These two lines intersect with each other because they are not parallel lines. So these are the other connectives that are mentioned in our textbooks. देन लिसनिङमा एउटा के गरेको छ, राइटिङ जस्तो दिएको छ अबाउट नेल्सन मण्डेला, हु इज नेल्सन मण्डेला एन्ड व्हाट इज नेल्सन मण्डेला रिमेम्बर्ड फर इन द वर्ड्स. So we know we have already studied about Nelson Mandela in grade 11. Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King is the first black president of South Africa and black nationalist. He was famous for his long fight against the bad government and racial prejudice. He was respected for his courage and wisdom in bringing people together to live in peace. He is also considered as the father of modern South Africa, like the father of India, Mahatma Gandhi. Mandela jointly with Clark received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 for peacefully destroying the apartheid regime and laying the foundation for the democracy. Then this figure reflect several sort of discrimination in our country. Gender discrimination, caste discrimination is how people are is how man is superior than the female, how man sits above than the female, is how others are not getting opportunity. Those who have power they walk through the ladders and others are is trying to is hanging through these even ropes, and how one is selected. Those otherwise nepotism and favoritism is also practiced in our society. Then about works in groups. Have similar conversation about the people as in the example. So example, Anu always fails her exam. The सङ्केत के भन्छ, अनु always fails her exam. ए मा हामीले क्वेशन कपी गरेछौं. बीले के भन्छ, it is her own fault. She should have been regular to the class, रेगुलर क्लास पढ्नु पर्ने. मुस्कानले भनेकी छिन्. देन रमिला says she should have taken tuition classes, उनले ट्युसन क्लासेस लिनु पर्ने. यस अनि अर्को हामीले के भन्न सक्छौं, अंकित says she shouldn't have watched TV alert. अब हामीले यसमा के गर्न सक्छौं, whether you can use should have, shouldn't have, दुईटा पोजिटिभ बनेको छ, एउटा के गरेछ नेगेटिभ बनेको छ. अब हामीले यो यसलाई पनि नेगेटिभ गर्न सक्छौं, यसलाई पनि पोजिटिभ गर्न सक्छौं. as we see in the example we will mention it in the text. is so the structure A बनेको छ. यस क्वेशनमा हामीले ए मा के गर्ने, क्वेशन कपी गर्ने. बी मा लेख्ने इट्स हर ओन फल्ट. सब्जेक्ट शुड हैव verb 3 अब्जेक्ट यहाँ शुड हैव को सट्टामा shouldn't have verb 3 अब्जेक्ट पनि लेख्न मिल्छ. सी मा सब्जेक्ट शुड नट हैव verb 3, यसमा पनि हामीले के गर्न सक्छौं, shouldn't have verb 3 पनि लेख्न मिल्छ. 3 वटा 3 जना पिपलले 3 किसिमको ओपिनियन दिन्छन्. यहाँ पनि भनेछ एन्ड उले यस्तो गर्नुपर्ने अथवा यस्तो नगर्नु पर्ने यसले भन्न खोजेछ. thus is 3 एक्जाम्पल्समा हामीले 3 कन्भर्सेसनलमा should have प्लस verb 3 अथवा should not have प्लस verb 3 को युज गरेर 3 वटा सजेसन्स दिने. कैलाश वाज बिटन बाइ द डग. कैलाश वाज ए मा के भयो, कैलाश वाज बिटन बाइ द डग. बी मा के हो, इट्स हिज ओन फल्ट. ही शुड हैव वॉक्ड केयरफुल्ली. ही शुडन्ट हैव टीज द डग्स. अथवा उले के गर्नु पर्ने, ही शुड हैव वॉक्ड प्रोपरली, उले राम्रोसँग shouldn't have teach the dog. He shouldn't have beaten the dog. कुकुरलाई नकुट्नु पर्ने, नपिट्नु पर्ने. Is kicked the dog पनि भन्न सक्छौं. He shouldn't have kicked the dog. Then about Gaurav was sort of sleep. गौरवलाई निद्रा लागेको छ. उले के गर्यो, ए मा सेम वी कपी द क्वेशन. बी के भयो, it is his own fault. He should have slept early. चाँडै सुत्नु पर्ने. He shouldn't have watched the movie till late night. He should have he shouldn't have attended the party. Sabina hit the lamp post while she was driving. उनी के गरिन्, नो इन्ट्री एरियामा गइन्. उनले के गर्नुपर्ने, she should have driven the car carefully. She should have taken license. उनले लाइसेन्स लिनुपर्ने. she should have practiced driving गर्नुपर्ने. अनि shouldn't have driven the car very fast. She shouldn't have driven the car carelessly. त्यस्तो भन्छौँ. Kriti couldn't submit her project on time. It is her own fault. She should have completed her project on time. She should have given attention to her work. She shouldn't have watched the movie. Shouldn't have gone for outing. She shouldn't have gone to the party. त्यस्तो खालको हामीले के गर्ने सेन्टेन्स मेन्सन्स गर्ने. देन छ यी छिरिङ गट कोभिड-19. अब उसले के गर्यो, इट इज हिज ओन फल्ट. हि सुड हेभ वर्न मास्क. उसलाई कोभिड-19 भयो भनेको उसले मास्क लगाउनु पर्ने, उसले भ्याक्सिन लगाउनु पर्ने. इट सुड हेभ टेकन भ्याक्सिन, उसले लगाउनु पर्ने. हि सुडन्ट हेभ गन टु हस्पिटल, सुडन्ट हेभ बिन केयरलेस अथवा सुडन्ट हेभ गन टु मार्केट विदाउट पुटिङ अन मास्क. Luniva was scolded by her parents. It is her own fault. She should have arrived home early, timely. She should have informed her parents. She shouldn't have gone for outing without her parents' permission. She shouldn't have attended the youth party. Abdul got a huge loss in his business. The key गर्नुपर्ने, it is his own fault. He should have been careful. He should have watched the events. He should have studied very well. He shouldn't have invested money in wood factory. He shouldn't have invested money in such business. He should have deposited money in bank. He shouldn't have started gambling business. In this way, we can mentions the answer in should have plus verb 3 or should not have plus verb 3 मा हामीले सुझावहरू दिने भनेछ. यो भनेछ लिसनिङको भइहाल्यो. This picture also denotes how the people are discriminated on the basis of caste, color, even as gender is mentioned here as well as. So okay, this is about the chapter is, I am sorry, the three hardest words to say by Desmond Tutu. Regarding this chapter, if you have any queries, any difficulties, mention below in the comment section. If you need video on any other subject, any other topics, you also mention below there. Yes, if you find this video helpful and interesting, like the video, share it, and subscribe it. Click on the bell icon to get the notification from upcoming videos. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day. Goodbye.